Hi everyone, it's Kyla. I just finished my second semester with Tashika. It was great and I learned a lot. I used a lot of tape and I discovered a lot about the things that I like and things that I don't. I took an online class at SVA for risograph printing. I thought it would be pretty easy, but a lot is to be said for learning how to do things from people who know how to do them extremely well. Taking a class was a great way for me to fail less, make some nice things, and the teacher printed and shipped some samples to us, so that was very nice. Through experimenting with Riso, I took myself on dates to printed matter and reminisced on the DIY art and music scene in Providence that I grew up around and its influence on me and how I make stuff. I bought and made a number of zines. One in particular began to shape a lot of my writing about my latest weapon of choice, tape. And like many zines, I had it printed locally, promoted it and sold it, and maybe I'll try to see if a store will take it. I also played with some digital tools, like actually working on my font that's inspired by my grandfather's lettering. First I worked on paper and then on the Glyphs program, but it made me realize that I don't like the digital process as much. I also played with some generators authored by other people, but I didn't jive with those either, even though I tried to. I do like making Instagram stories and simple HTML websites because they're pretty similar to the self-publishing nature of zines. In life news, I moved back to New York and made a point of visiting all of my friends, most of whom I hadn't seen in almost 2 years. I took photos of them with my mom's old point and shoot, and I accidentally bought black and white film, but now I'm dedicated to that as well. And I quit my job, partly because I was witnessing a lot of inaction throughout the years without the support to change it, and I'm experiencing some grief over this. So I joined a software startup, where I am now hyper aware of what I want out of a workplace. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about recipes. I was very inspired by the workshops from Silas and Tashika during our last residency, so I worked on designing my own prompts for making. Before I left my job, I made an attempt to bring people together through a workshop/meeting series inspired by virtual solutions from this program. Using Google Sheets, we designed this series as a team. I led the first installment by inviting people to create freely with accessible everyday tools. And I had hoped that the series would bring about opportunities for other voices to be heard, while also creating more engagement and camaraderie while we continued to work at home. People enjoyed the time together, and I think we started to achieve that. The tape font has also been its own sort of recipe. In part with the zine that I've made, I've done a lot of thinking about whether to make it a true typeface for others to use. When I bring the letters into the computer and try to trace them with the Bezier tool, it kind of makes me sad. The materiality of each unique instance of a particular letter gets lost. It's much more fun to grab a roll of tape and make your own. Now that we all get to gather in a physical space again, I am much more interested in making things in real life. I'm hoping it will help me depend less on my computer. Thank you.